Maddie is a 14-year-old with Crohn's disease, an illness that involves inflammation of the intestines. However, she had a choking incident taking one of her iron pills that resulted in her becoming afraid of eating solid foods and even drinking liquids. This is the success story of how she worked with a team in the hospital to overcome her fear and to get her health and her life back.
I'm Madison Rodnauer, I'm 14, and my story started when I was taking my iron and all my other medications, and I accidentally choked on my iron, and so then I tried to take another one, but then I choked on that one too. So then my throat started feeling weird. It always felt like stuff got stuck in there, and so then I would always not really eat or anything, and so I would just sit there and not eat anything because I thought it was getting stuck in my throat. And it got so bad that I wouldn't really drink anything either. I'd just sit in my bed and snack on really liquidy stuff, so I think I wouldn't choke on it, but then it got so bad that I didn't really do anything, eat or drink.
We asked Maddie what were some of the things that she did in the hospital to help her overcome her fear of choking.
We worked on my swallowing, and we would practice every day. We would start with some of the stuff I liked and started with goals. And if I didn't meet my goals, then I wouldn't get to play on my iPad or watch TV, or my mom and dad would have to leave. Then I would always try to meet my goals. And then if I did meet my goals, I got to walk around out of my room, play on my iPad, and have my mom in there with me. And so one time I missed my breakfast and my lunch goal, and so Mom was like, she would have to stay outside the whole time, and so I was just like alone the whole half of the day. But luckily I met my supper goal, and so I got to have Mom with me that night.
This was tough, so how did you respond to the rules at first?
I was really mad, and so I was just like, yeah, okay. I actually blamed everybody else for me not meeting my goals, because I was like, okay, it's their fault, blah, blah, blah. And so here I was just sitting there mad at everybody else, and I would throw a little fit and everything, but eventually I was like, okay, if I don't meet my goals, I'm fine. It's like I can just meet my other one and then I'll make it better.
So, what are some of the skills that you learned that really helped you?
Good. We actually practice breathing too, so I'm good at that. And so when I get upset or anything, I practice breathing. And so then that's just where you breathe in like with your belly, not your chest, and then you hold it as long as you can, and then you let go and you go. And it like usually calms me down like the first or two times that I do it, so it's really helpful. And then I'm actually, instead of eating soft stuff like I used to in the hospital, I'm actually up to like chicken, and I've actually ate steak and all that stuff, so I'm actually getting better and eating hard stuff now. And I used to sit alone at lunch, but now I sit with all my friends and eat in front of them, so I've really improved.
So, what do you do now when you feel like you're choking?
Now, if it feels like I get choked, I don't like freak out as bad, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna eat anymore. But then I'm like, okay, it's fine. I do my breathing, and then I just feel like this unclump, like it feels like it gets unclumped in my throat. So then I'm like, okay, it went through, I'm fine. And then I'll do my breathing for a little bit longer, and then I'll start eating again.
So when you went home from the hospital, did you have any choking incidents when you tried to eat?
When I first went home, I was like eating and everything, and I got like a challenge, and I got something hard the first time. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. Well, it felt like it got stuck, so I was like, okay, and I kind of jumped up real fast, and I was like, okay, hold on. And I was like, what if it's stuck? What if what if it don't go down like all the other food in the hospital and everything? And then I just did my breathing and calmed down, and then I felt it go through, so I was like, it's not gonna get stuck. It was just like this big, and I was like, it's not gonna get stuck. It's a whole lot smaller than my throat, so.
So how has your life changed since overcoming your fear of choking, Maddie?
I would actually, like how I'd eat alone, I'd actually like how I'd take such small bites. I would like look around me and I would think people were like staring at me because I was like eating really small bites, and here people are like eating half a pizza in one bite. And so I thought it was kind of weird and everything, and so I knew I had to work it out and everything, and then that's when we came to the hospital and we worked it out and got it over with, and so I'm a whole lot better now because I've gained 20 pounds already, so.
What changes in your thinking help you defeat your fears?
All you gotta do is just remember that your throat is a lot bigger than you think, and so if you feel like something gets stuck, then all you gotta do is not think about it, not like get freaked out about it and be like, okay, it's not gonna go down, I won't be able to breathe or blah, blah, blah. And then you just gotta think, okay, I can overcome this, even though it got stuck once. It might get stuck other times, but that ain't gonna affect me. I can still eat and everything. It went down and it didn't do anything to me, and so I'm fine.
So what other things have changed in your life since overcoming your fear of choking?
Yeah, I went in the Christmas parade. I rode my four-wheeler and actually got on front page. It was pretty fun. And got some antler ears and a Rudolph nose that are supposed to go on a car, and I kind of like taped them on the four-wheeler because they wouldn't stay up. And then got some fake snow and painted it white, and so it looked like it snowed on my four-wheeler. And then we went to my sister Olivia's boyfriend's house for his little sister's birthday, and he had a sled tied up to his four-wheeler, and he pulled us around, and I went around about 5 times, but then he jerked me and I flipped off, and it was really fun. And I went to my friends' houses a lot more often, and I talk more to my friends. I used to be like, oh, hey, in the hallways, but now I'm like, hey, and I'll jump on their back, and I'll joke around with them, and I'll be like, what you doing? And so I'm a lot more energized and happy since I've gotten out of the hospital. Oh, I wrote a letter to a little boy that had the same problem, and a couple of weeks later he got out. Like a week or 2 later he got out. So like if you ever have this happen, you should do one of these videos or like write somebody if it happens to them, because I think it really helped him and he really improved afterwards. And so I was really excited that I could help him. And so, oh, and then I put at the end of the letter that if you're gonna let this one problem stop your life, then you'll never be able to have fun. And if you don't have fun, then you won't be able to enjoy life. So if you let this one problem stop you, then you won't be able to enjoy life and have fun, and you'll miss out on stuff. Even if you choke, you ain't got to worry. You can overcome it, it'll go through.